Welcome back to SF Coins channel. In this video, we're diving into the world of hidden treasures as we explore the most valuable, expensive, and ultra-rare US coins. The top 4 1-cent wheat penny copper coins. These coins carry a shocking piece of American history, and some of them, with S, D, and P mint marks, different color shades, or even in dirty or worn condition, could be worth thousands or even millions of dollars today. Moneybag coin number 1. The 1943 1-cent wheat penny, a small coin with a colossal secret, is one of the most legendary and mystifying coins in the entire history of American money. It's a coin that seems ordinary, a simple 1-cent piece, yet it holds a story so powerful that it has captured the imagination of collectors, historians, and dreamers for generations. When you hear about the 1943 no Mintmark black wheat penny, you're hearing about a coin that can transform lives overnight. A coin that has already made ordinary people millionaires. Its dark surface, mysterious appearance, and rare metal composition make it one of the most valuable treasures ever struck by the United States Mint. To understand the power of this coin, we must travel back to 1943, the year the world was engulfed in war. America was in the heart of World War II, and every resource was precious. Copper, which had been used for making Lincoln wheat pennies since 1909, was suddenly in high demand for bullets, shell casings, and war machinery. The Mint made a drastic change. For 1 year, they replaced copper with steel coated in zinc, creating what we now know as the steel penny. It shone silver white when new, but over time, those coins darkened, rusted, and turned almost black, like the one you might be holding in your hand right now. But here's where the story takes a twist that feels almost unbelievable. During the minting process, a few leftover copper planchets from 1942 somehow slipped into the presses at the Philadelphia Mint, which produced coins without a mint mark. Those few accidental 1943 copper pennies, not steel, became some of the most valuable coins in U.S. history. They were never supposed to exist, yet they did. And because of that, their rarity is beyond imagination. Each one is a numismatic miracle. A billion-dollar dream in the size of a fingertip. The 1943 no Mintmark wheat penny is the one that legends are made of. Most of the 1943 pennies were made of steel and look silver or gray, but the ones with a deep, dark black sticker-round tone, caused by oxidation or unique environmental aging, have developed an almost magical aura. The blackish color gives them a mysterious character, making them look ancient, powerful, and otherworldly. These dirty or tarnished coins are not worthless. They are the survivors of time, holding the fingerprints of history. Every mark, every smudge tells a story of where this coin has been. Perhaps in the pocket of a soldier, a factory worker, or a young child saving pennies for the war effort. Collectors today consider the 1943 penny one of the holy grails of American coinage. A genuine copper 1943 penny can fetch millions of dollars, and even the steel versions, if they display rare errors, such as double dyes, missing plating, or unique color transformations, can be worth staggering sums. The 1943 copper penny without a mint mark from the Philadelphia Mint is the most famous of them all. There are only a handful known, and each time one appears at auction, it creates headlines across the world. Now, the black sticker-round version of the coin, a term collectors use for its dark, almost magnetic luster, adds a visual element of mystery. When light hits its surface, it seems to absorb rather than reflect it, as though the coin itself guards its own secrets. That blackened look, far from reducing its value, makes it even more intriguing. It becomes a symbol of resilience, the kind of coin that has traveled through decades of history, survived wars, weather, and time itself. What makes the 1943 wheat penny so captivating is not just its rarity but its symbolism. It was born in a time of sacrifice, yet it became a token of unimaginable fortune. During a period when Americans were recycling metal, rationing goods, and fighting for freedom, this little penny quietly became a symbol of survival. And today, it stands as a reminder that even in the hardest times, miracles can happen. Imagine this, a coin so small, so simple that you could overlook it in your change. Yet if it's the right one, it could make you a billionaire overnight. That's the power of the 1943 penny. Stories have circulated for decades of people who found one in an old box, a jar, or a drawer. Coins that turned out to be worth life-changing sums. Some experts say that the true number of surviving 1943 copper pennies may be fewer than 20. That's rarer than almost any diamond on Earth. The Philadelphia Mint, which struck the no Mintmark version, was the birthplace of the most valuable specimens. Its coins lack a letter because, at that time, Philadelphia was considered the nation's primary mint. But that absence of a mark doesn't mean simplicity. It means purity. It means your coin may have come directly from the original presses that gave birth to the most mythical penny ever made. And what about that dirty condition? Never underestimate it. Many collectors and dealers say that original uncleaned coins, even ones that appear worn, dark, or stained, can actually be worth more. The dirt and patina act as proof of authenticity, showing that the coin has never been tampered with. So, if you find a dark, old 1943 wheat penny, do not rush to clean it. You might be rubbing off a piece of your fortune. Every inch of this coin tells a story. The raised image of Abraham Lincoln, the wheat ears framing the words 1 cent, the phrase "I am God we trust" standing proudly at the top. These are not just design choices. They are symbols of the American dream, of faith, labor, and liberty. When you look at the coin closely, you're not just looking at metal. You're looking at the soul of a nation that endured and overcame. So if you ever come across a 1943 no-mint wheat penny, especially one with that deep black tone and rough, aged surface, hold it tightly. That coin is more than money. It's a key to history, a whisper from the past. Its value is not only measured in dollars but in destiny. Many believe that such coins find their owners for a reason, as if the universe itself chooses who will unlock their fortune. And perhaps that fortune is waiting for you. In the end, the 1943 black wheat penny stands as one of the most magical, mysterious, and monumental coins ever made. Its story bridges war and peace, struggle and success, past and future. And even today, more than 80 years later, people still search for it. Digging through change, examining jars, hoping to hold history in their hands. Because that tiny coin, born in an age of steel, still carries the heart of copper, and the promise of unimaginable wealth for whoever discovers its hidden power. Next up, the 1946 1-cent wheat penny, small in size but monumental in meaning, is one of those coins that seems humble at first glance, yet it carries a legacy of post-war America, a story of rebirth, and whispers of untold fortune. This coin, minted just after the end of World War II, marked a new dawn for the United States, symbolizing victory, resilience, and hope. The 1946 penny without a mint mark, born in the Philadelphia Mint, was more than just a piece of copper. It was a reflection of a nation healing, rebuilding, and dreaming again after years of global turmoil. At first sight, this coin appears ordinary. The face of Abraham Lincoln, stern yet gentle, a reminder of unity and freedom. But when you hold it in your hand, especially one with that dark, dirty patina, the copper sticker round glimmer beneath the years of wear, you begin to realize that it's not just a coin. It's a piece of American soul forged in fire and rebirth. The 1946 wheat penny tells the story of a generation that refused to give up, and that's why collectors believe it holds a kind of mystical energy, a connection between fortune and fate. The year 1946 was a transition year. For several years, from 1943 through 1945, America had been producing pennies using alternate metals, such as zinc-coated steel and shell-case brass, to conserve copper for the war. But by 1946, copper had returned, and with it, a sense of normalcy. The mint began striking coins in nearly pure copper once again, giving them that rich, reddish glow collectors adore. The 1946 no mint mark wheat penny, made of 95% copper, marked the rebirth of the American cent as a symbol of peace and prosperity. It represented not just money, but renewal, a token that carried the heartbeat of an entire nation moving forward. Over time, these coins developed their own personalities. Some turned dark brown or nearly black from oxidation. Some gained that unique reddish-orange patina, while others became almost golden with age, as if the metal itself soaked up the stories of every hand it passed through. Those that remain today in dirty or aged condition are living fossils of American history. And here's the twist. Those dirty coins you might overlook could be worth unimaginable sums. The ones that appear imperfect, unpolished, and untouched often attract serious collectors. They crave originality, authenticity, the raw, natural state that proves a coin's journey through decades of history. The 1946 wheat penny is part of a series that has fascinated coin collectors for over a century. The reverse design, showing two stalks of wheat curving around the words 1 cent and United States of America, was a salute to American agriculture, a reminder that the country's strength was built on hard work and harvest. The wheat ears also symbolized growth, abundance, and the simple power of labor. All values that carried America through the post-war years. Every curve of that design was sculpted to reflect hope, a sense of continuity between the struggles of the past and the promise of the future. Now, the no mint mark on the 1946 penny is a clue to its birthplace. Philadelphia, the oldest and most historic mint in the nation. These coins carry no identifying letter because Philadelphia was once considered the mother mint, the heart of coin production. But this absence adds a touch of mystery and purity to the 1946 cent. It's as if this coin wanted no label, no signature, just to exist as a timeless relic of the American story. But what truly makes the 1946 penny so captivating are the rare varieties and errors that occasionally appear. Some were struck off center, others with double dies or unique copper compositions. These minting mistakes, created unintentionally by the machines or human error, have made certain 1946 pennies worth thousands, and in some cases millions of dollars. Collectors around the world hunt tirelessly for these rare specimens, knowing that a single coin could hold the power to change their fortune overnight. Imagine this, an old jar of coins in your grandparents' attic, filled with forgotten pennies. Among them, one stands out. Darker, heavier, more aged. You pick it up, look closely, and notice the year, 1946, no mint mark, wheat design, and that copper gleam beneath the dirt. That's when your heartbeat quickens. Because it's not just a penny. It could be the penny, the one that turns you from a collector into a millionaire, from a dreamer into a story that future generations will tell. Even the copper sticker round tone, the way light rolls across its surface, adds to its mysterious charm. This copper glow, sometimes masked by years of grime, symbolizes purity and resilience. Unlike the steel pennies of the war years, these copper coins stood the test of time without rusting or corroding away. Their surfaces, even when darkened by age, remained strong and full of life, much like the people who carried them. And there's something profoundly symbolic about that. In 1946, America was healing. Soldiers were returning home, families were rebuilding, and industries were transforming. The 1946 wheat penny became part of that narrative. Small, humble, but enduring. Each penny passed from hand to hand, carrying energy, luck, and hope. Even today, people say that finding a 1946 penny unexpectedly brings good fortune, as though the spirit of that hopeful year still lingers within its copper. Over the decades, as coin collectors and investors expanded their search for hidden treasures, the 1946 wheat penny began to shine again. Its story, its post-war symbolism, and its natural beauty have made it a rising star in the numismatic world. And when one appears with unique surface tones, die varieties, or historical preservation, it can fetch unbelievable prices in auctions, sometimes even reaching into the millions, depending on condition and rarity. So if you ever come across a 1946 no-mint wheat penny, especially one with that deep copper tone or dirty, aged look, don't spend it. Don't clean it. Don't underestimate it. Because that small coin might just be your ticket to unimaginable wealth. It carries the spirit of a generation that fought, survived, and built a new world from ashes. It carries the hope of a nation reborn. And above all, it carries the kind of value that can change your fortune, not just in money, but in history, in meaning, in destiny itself. In your hands, it's more than a coin. It's a time capsule. A whisper from 1946 reminding you that sometimes, the greatest treasures come disguised as the smallest things. And perhaps, just perhaps, that humble wheat penny you're holding is the golden key to your own overnight miracle. Next up, the 1956 1-cent wheat penny from the United States of America. No mint mark, copper sticker round, aged in dirty condition, is far more than a simple piece of metal. It's a relic of an era when America stood proud in its strength, rebuilding dreams, industry, and identity after years of war and change. This coin, born in the heart of the 1950s, carries with it the power of a nation's golden age, a time when hope glowed brighter than ever, families were thriving, and the American spirit was unstoppable. At first glance, it's small, modest, even ordinary, But within that tiny copper circle lies the kind of story that can turn ordinary people into millionaires overnight. The 1956 wheat penny without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the oldest and most prestigious mint in the country. And unlike coins that bear marks like D or S, this one carries no letter, standing as a symbol of origin and authenticity. Pure, original, and foundational to the American coinage system. Its design, carved with deep intention, displays the profile of Abraham Lincoln, the beloved 16th president, whose image has graced the penny since 1909. Behind his calm eyes and wise expression lies the history of freedom, justice, and the power of perseverance, qualities that make this coin more than just currency. It's a miniature monument to American greatness. Now, what makes the 1956 penny truly mesmerizing isn't just its age or design. It's the material, the very lifeblood of the coin itself: copper. During this era, the U.S. Mint used 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving the coin that warm reddish golden tone collectors adore. Over time, these coins developed unique shades, some deep brown, others golden orange, and a few so dark they appear black under low light. But it's often those dirty, aged, uncleaned pieces, the ones that seem ordinary, that hide the greatest potential. The untouched patina tells a story of endurance, passing through countless hands, surviving decades of change, and still carrying its original brilliance beneath the grime. The 1950s were a decade of innovation, strength, and prosperity. It was the time of booming industries, new inventions, and American pride. Every penny minted in 1956 came during a time when the U.S. economy was thriving, and people were chasing the American dream. These coins, now aged and weathered, are silent witnesses to that era. When you hold one, you're not just holding metal. You're holding the heartbeat of 1956. It's like holding a time capsule that once jingled in the pockets of people who built cars, homes, and hope itself. The reverse side of this coin holds a design loved by generations: the twin wheat ears framing the words 1 cent. This design was more than just artistic flair. It was symbolic of America's agricultural roots, growth, and abundance. Those stalks of wheat represented not just harvest, but hard work, the backbone of the nation. Between them, the bold inscription E pluribus unum, meaning out of many one, stood as a reminder of unity and strength. Together, the coin's front and back tell a complete story. The face of Lincoln, symbol of leadership and courage, paired with wheat, symbol of labor and prosperity. But here's where the legend of the 1956 penny takes an astonishing turn. Some of these coins, through mysterious minting errors or rare die varieties, have turned out to be worth unimaginable amounts in today's collector market. Some showed doubled dies, others were struck slightly off-center or on planchets of different metal compositions. Each of these rare accidents has made certain 1956 pennies worth thousands, even millions, depending on condition and rarity. Imagine finding one in a jar of old change, looking dull and dirty, only to discover it's a 1 in a billion treasure. That's the kind of story that turns everyday dreamers into overnight billionaires. What's truly fascinating about this coin is its no mint mark nature. While millions were produced, only a few have survived in pristine or unique condition, and those that did often have slight variations invisible to the casual eye. Experts say that the finest examples, with flawless surfaces and bold strikes, are extremely rare. But even coins in dirty or aged condition, especially those that show signs of unique color tones or minting errors, can command staggering prices today. Collectors value authenticity, and nothing speaks of history louder than a coin that looks like it's lived through time untouched. The 1956 penny also marks the final stretch of the wheat penny series, which ended just a few years later in 1958. This gives it a special place in the numismatic world, a symbol of an era closing, a design fading into history, making way for the next chapter. The Lincoln Memorial Penny. That transition alone makes the 1956 coin a piece of numismatic evolution, the last heartbeat before change, carrying the soul of all that came before. Think of this. Somewhere out there, someone has a 1956 no-mint wheat penny sitting quietly in an old drawer, forgotten, tarnished, overlooked. To the untrained eye, it's just a coin. But to a collector or investor, it could be worth millions. There have been cases where such coins, due to unique errors or minting anomalies, fetched jaw-dropping prices in auctions. This is why coin experts often say, Never underestimate a penny. Especially one from 1956, because it might just be the copper key to unimaginable wealth. The copper sticker round shine beneath the dirt, that reddish glow when polished by light, is the essence of what makes this coin magical. It symbolizes purity, strength, and timelessness. Even after nearly 70 years, these coins refuse to fade away. Their composition keeps them resilient, their design keeps them iconic, and their rarity keeps them valuable. Every blemish, scratch, and smudge on their surface adds to their story, a story that collectors and historians crave to uncover. When you look closely at this coin, you're looking at a living echo of America's post-war promise. You're touching the same kind of coin that once circulated through diners, drive-in theaters, and corner stores of the 1950s. It was a symbol of a booming country, where pennies could buy candy, newspapers, and even hope. Today, that same penny, especially one with rare qualities or untouched natural tones, could buy you your future. A mansion, a car, a dream. So, if you ever find a 1956 no-mint wheat penny, especially one that's aged, darkened, or covered in natural dirt, never let it go cheaply. Don't polish it, don't spend it, and don't underestimate it. It holds a secret power. The power to change your fortune overnight. Because sometimes the smallest things carry the biggest stories. That humble penny in your palm might just be your golden miracle. Proof that history, luck, and destiny can come wrapped in copper. Next up, the 1944 1-cent wheat penny from the United States of America. No mint mark, copper sticker round, aged and dirty, is one of those mysterious little treasures that seem ordinary on the surface but hold the potential to change a life overnight. When you hold a coin like this, you're not just holding copper, you're holding a piece of American history, a fragment of the 1940s, and the echo of a time when the world was at war, yet the American spirit was unbreakable. The 1944 penny is more than metal. It's the symbol of a nation's resilience and a reminder that even the smallest object can carry unimaginable value, sometimes even in the millions. Born in the heart of World War II, the 1944 wheat penny carries with it the story of a country standing tall in the face of global chaos. In those years, resources were scarce, metals were diverted to the war effort, and every ounce of material was precious. Just 1 year earlier, in 1943, the U.S. Mint made pennies out of steel instead of copper to save copper for ammunition and military supplies. But in 1944, something remarkable happened. Copper returned. This shift wasn't just about metal. It was a message that the nation was recovering, rebuilding, and regaining hope. The 1944 copper penny symbolized America's return to strength and prosperity after the hardest times. The 1944 no-mint mark penny, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, is especially fascinating because it represents the purest and most original form of the coin. Unlike those made in Denver or San Francisco, this one bears no letter beneath the date, a mark of authenticity from the nation's oldest mint. Every detail of the coin's design reflects perfection and pride. The front side features Abraham Lincoln, whose calm and determined face reminds every holder of unity, freedom, and the triumph of justice. The engravings around him, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1944, form a timeless message of faith, hope, and strength that carried the nation through one of its darkest decades. The reverse side of the 1944 penny is a masterpiece of simplicity and meaning. The two wheat stalks that frame the words 1 cent and United States of America are not mere decorations. They are symbols of abundance and hard work. Wheat was America's lifeblood, representing growth, labor, and sustenance. Between the wheat ears sits the Latin phrase e pluribus unum, which translates to out of many one. It's a powerful message, the unity of people, diversity, and purpose coming together in one nation. This design was used from 1909 until 1958, making it one of the most beloved and recognizable designs in all of American coin history. Now, what makes the 1944 copper penny truly thrilling to collectors and investors is that a few of them, by sheer accident of history, were made on steel planchets left over from 1943 or struck with rare errors, giving them unimaginable value. Some of these error coins have sold for hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars at auctions. Imagine a small coin from your change jar being worth more than a luxury car or an entire house. That's the magic of the 1944 penny. These rare versions are often unrecognized by ordinary people, especially if the coin appears dirty, darkened, or worn. Yet that same dirt may be hiding a fortune waiting to be discovered. Even the ordinary copper versions, when in exceptional condition or with striking color tones, can hold incredible worth. Some gleam with a rich reddish copper hue, while others darken to deep brown or almost black, each with its own unique character. Collectors adore these natural shades. They're not flaws, but badges of age and authenticity. A dirty coin isn't worthless. It's alive with history. The untouched surface, the scratches from circulation, the faded edges, they tell a story that no polished coin ever could. The 1944 penny is also an emotional relic of America's comeback story. It was struck during a time when soldiers were returning home, families were rebuilding, and industries were booming. Every cent minted that year carried hope, a silent promise that better days were ahead. The copper that made these coins once powered the machines of war, and now it returned to the people's hands, transformed into a symbol of peace. That transition alone gives the 1944 penny a spiritual weight few coins can match. It's not just money. It's memory cast in metal. When collectors talk about no Mintmark coins, they're often speaking about rarity, purity, and origin. The 1944 no-mint penny fits that definition perfectly. It was born in Philadelphia, the birthplace of American coinage, where craftsmanship was precise and quality was unmatched. While millions were produced, only a handful survived in unique conditions that make them stand apart. Some have die cracks, off-center strikes, or double-die lettering. Small imperfections that turn them into priceless masterpieces. Each one is a tiny mystery, a hidden code written in copper that only careful eyes can decode. It's also fascinating to think that a 1944 penny could have traveled through decades of American life, through the hands of factory workers, soldiers, teachers, children, and dreamers. It might have sat in a pocket during the moon landing era, clinked in a cash register during the 1950s diner boom, or been tucked away in a drawer for generations. Its journey adds emotional value to its physical worth. That's why collectors say that every old penny carries a heartbeat. The dirt and tarnish on the coin aren't flaws, they're fingerprints of time. The copper sticker round, that warm reddish tone, adds to its allure. Copper, unlike steel or silver, glows with an earthy, lifelike energy. It never truly dies. It changes, evolves, deepens in color. That's what makes the 1944 penny so enchanting. Even if it appears dark or dull, a closer look reveals layers of history preserved within the metal. Underneath the surface grime lies the glow of pure copper, a light from 1944 still shining today. And here's the most captivating truth. The 1944 wheat penny in dirty or worn condition could still be your golden ticket. Many people overlook such coins, tossing them aside as worthless. But history has proven that the most valuable discoveries often hide in plain sight. There have been countless stories of individuals who stumbled upon rare pennies, only to realize later that they were holding treasures worth millions. The 1944 penny is one such miracle coin, a potential billionaire maker disguised as a common cent. So, if you ever find a 1944 no Mintmark wheat penny, especially one that's old, dark, or covered in age, hold onto it tightly. Don't polish it, don't trade it lightly, and never underestimate its power. That tiny copper circle carries within it the strength of a nation, the spirit of a generation, and the potential to change your fortune overnight. Remember, every scratch is a story, every shade of color is a century's whisper, and every coin like this is a small but mighty piece of American legacy. That humble 1944 penny could be the bridge between your past and your destiny, a symbol of luck, history, and unimaginable value.